Hey, what's going on, guys? The Horror Man back on Monthly Theme Thursday with my review of TETSUO, the Iron Man. TETSUO, the Iron Man is a 1989 black and white Japanese horror film, and this movie is deranged. Look, it even says so on the cover of this DVD. Now, I want to give you my brief history with this film. I bought this DVD a long time ago. I was on a David Lynch kick, and specifically really into Eraserhead. So I was searching for recommendations of other movies similar to Eraserhead. With the exception of other David Lynch films, TETSUO seemed to be the movie that kept popping up. So I read a little about it, and it certainly sounded interesting. I bought the DVD, came home, and watched it. Well, unfortunately, I did not like it back then. In fact, I struggled to get through it. Maybe I just wasn't in the right mood. I don't know. But I never rewatched it until now. And let me just say, this is a prime example of why I don't film negative reviews about movies. Had I done that when I first watched this, I'd have to go back and retract what I said, because I was blown away this time around. Opinions change, guys, especially when it comes to movies. That's why we shouldn't be so quick to jump to negativity and rush out and tell everyone how much we hate a film. That's a whole different subject, though. TETSUO, the Iron Man, in my opinion, can best be described as David Cronenberg making a Japanese film with Evil Dead stop-motion effects. And yes, there is a touch of David Lynch with the industrial landscape and the overall bizarre elements, but I was definitely seeing stronger connections to the other David, Cronenberg. That's because TETSUO, the Iron Man, is pure body horror. I'm talking body horror to the extreme, so it makes sense that Tartan Asia Extreme released this film. By the way, this DVD set also includes a second disc, the CD soundtrack of the movie. TETSUO, the Iron Man, has an approximate runtime of just 1 hour and 7 minutes, but there is a lot of body horror crammed into that time. While driving with his girlfriends, a businessman hits a metal fetishist. Say that word 5 times fast. Yes, literally a guy obsessed with inserting metal into his body. Mostly rusty scrap metal, by the way. They leave his body at the scene and take off, making it a hit and run. Not long after, the businessman, while shaving, notices a piece of metal protruding from the side of his face. He attempts to remove it, but it appears to be in there deep. He also begins receiving phone calls from someone saying they know who he is and he can't escape. Little by little, the man progressively becomes absorbed with metal as his body transforms into the Iron Man. Based on his performance, it apparently causes agonizing pain. I guess you could imagine it would. The businessman, or now the Iron Man, isn't the only one feeling the wrath of the fetishist. His girlfriend also becomes a helpless victim when he grows a giant drill bit out of his iron manhood. I'm not kidding. Talk about body horror. TETSUO, the Iron Man, is a very sweaty movie. And by that, I mean these characters always have beads of sweat pouring down their bodies. It makes me think of the Cheers pilot episode, when the patrons of the bar are discussing the sweatiest movies ever made. TETSUO may not have that distinction, but it's still very sweaty. I don't think I even need to tell you, there are some disturbing visuals in this film. And honestly, it's actually scary in a way. This man's body is turning against him, and there is absolutely nothing he can do to stop it. There are blades and tubes and all kinds of scraps. Metal stabs in and stabs out. The shot of the maggots crawling all over the metal rod is gross. No, not that metal rod, you pervs. Disgusting fluids pour out of his orifices. I guess it's liquid metal? TETSUO T1000, anyone? And of course, there's that drill. The way he mutates is sickening, disgusting, and I love every minute of it. At one point in the transformation, he starts looking like a demented Power Rangers villain. And then there's the cat. That poor cat. Katsuo the feline man. I'm not sure what he did to deserve his fate, but hey, he's in a horror film. It's not just the visuals either. It's the sounds. The scraping of metal, the clinking of metal. This one taps into multiple senses. Camera shots are sped up, and not just with the stop-motion animation, which is awesome by the way. The effects really are similar to The Evil Dead, only with metal instead of tapioca. Also, the random high-pitched laughing is creepy. I have to admit, I definitely missed out all these years, having this in my collection. I may not have liked it way back when, but I love it now. I would recommend Tetsuo the Iron Man to anyone who enjoys bizarre body horror. In that category, this may be at the top of the class. This is a messed up movie, so if you do decide to watch it, don't say I didn't warn you. But man, is it one hell of an experience if you do give it a shot. Watching it is like a jolt to your system, not unlike what I'm sure the businessman felt. When Jason and I decided on the black and white horror theme for this month, this was one of the first movies that came to mind. I wanted to give it another chance, and I'm so glad I did. Of course, please be sure to check out Jason's video to see which black and white horror film he reviews today for Monthly Theme Thursday. Have you seen Tetsuo the Iron Man? If so, what do you think of it? Comment below and let me know. With this one, I quite possibly saved the best for last for this month's theme. But what will next month's be? Check back next week to find out. Until then, remember, physical media matters. Thanks for watching, guys. Hit that thumbs up and be kind. Subscribe.